Hey everybody, hope you are doing good and welcome to this week's honest Q&A. If you have any questions for me, please leave them down below in the comment section and maybe I will get to them in next week's episode or maybe the one after that. First question. What is your favorite guitar from your arsenal and why? Probably, as you guessed, that is my Fano PX6. Even though I have a lot of great guitars that I truly enjoy, that one is just perfect. The pickups, the neck shape, the way the guitar sounds and resonates, it is the best guitar that I have ever played, and I'm really lucky to own the favorite guitar that I've ever played. I actually got that guitar as a trade-in at Vintage Guitar here in Oslo. I traded in my Gibson Custom Shop R8 and I paid some money in between and I got the Fano PX6 and I have been a huge fan ever since, and as you know, it's been a huge part of my channel and I don't use it that much anymore because I have so many guitars that I want to use on this channel, but every time when I go back to the Fano, I'm just blown away. It's so good. Yeah. Who are your favorite guitar players, demos on YouTube? Honestly, I don't watch a lot of guitar stuff on YouTube. And I'm not saying that because I want to talk down the other YouTubers, because most of them are good friends who I talk to almost every day. It's basically just because I do like guitar YouTube myself every day, and when I'm going to watch something on YouTube myself, then I just prefer to watch something completely different than guitar playing, filmmaking, cooking. But there's one guy when it comes to guitar playing that I really can't get enough of, and that's Greg Koch. He's just amazing. I can watch him for hours just playing, and he's also really funny. So at the moment, he's probably the only one that I am watching. Again, nothing wrong with my other colleagues. I'm just consuming YouTube differently than I am a creator, sort of, yeah. How come you moved from using a Torpedo Live to microphones? What was the biggest difference when you did? Well, so I did this because I moved to a studio where I was able to play loud. When I got the Torpedo Live, I was in a small flat and I really couldn't mic up an amp, so I had to use the Torpedo Live. I still think that Torpedo Live is a great tool and I use it sometimes, but I much prefer to be in a room with an actual amp, or you still use an actual amp when you're using the Torpedo Live, but to have some sound in the room. It's not like I have to play super loud, that's not the thing, but just to have some sound in the room and some air moving. I also wanted to get better at miking, and I have learned a lot the past year after I moved away from my Torpedo Live in my demos, so that's also a big reason. The biggest difference with the recording is that you are actually recording a speaker that you are familiar with and that you like. You often put a certain speaker in an amp because you like it, and then you record that when you are miking up. When you are using the Torpedo Live, you are of course using something else and you don't get the exact sound of what you have in the room unless you make an actual IR out of that specific speaker. Yeah. What would your dream budget rig be? An affordable amp, guitar, and couple must-have pedals. Amp-wise, I would go for a second-hand Fender Blues Junior. I would also consider to swap out the speaker for something else and spend some money on that. As for the guitar, a Squier Classic Vibe 50s Telecaster. For pedals, I would go for the new Overdrive from the new 3 Series from JHS and a Electro Harmonix Holy Grail. Yes, I think that's my budget rig. Do you play in bands beside your YouTube stuff? Well, I'm not that active anymore, but the only band that I've played with for the last years is in my wife's band. I play guitar and lap steel there. She is an amazing songwriter. I know I'm kind of biased there, but she's amazing. I will leave a link down below if you want to check it out. It's not rock and roll, but it's pretty darn good. In your opinion, is the Fender Telecaster the best all-round guitar? Yes, I think so, at least, and I've thought so for quite a few years now. Even though I started to really like Stratocasters, they sound very Strat-like almost no matter what you do. I think the Tele is more neutral, and therefore I think it's a better all-round guitar. Sometimes I think it can be a bit too twangy, but still I would say that it's a very versatile guitar. As you probably have seen, I just got the American Pro 2 Deluxe Tele. That one is an extremely good all-round guitar because of the pickups. It's not that twangy for some reason. It is more expensive than most other Telecasters though, but that one is really up there when it comes to all-round guitars. Will you ever get a Motorave or Echopark? For many years I wanted to have the Motorave Bel Air. I think at this point the Bel Air is almost a signature guitar of Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age, at least from the era when he actually used it. I haven't seen him play that one for quite a while. So if I got that guitar, I think it would be me trying too hard to be him, sort of. I've also heard that the guitar is insanely big. I have not tried one myself. I still think it looks really cool. Maybe getting it in a different color would help, who knows? When it comes to Echopark, I think at this point I've heard too much stuff about quality issues. They are very expensive, so if you are paying that much, I wouldn't want to have any troubles with the guitar whatsoever. So I would need to have some clarity before buying something from Echopark. Okay, that is everything from this week's Honest Q&A. If you have any questions, again, please leave them down below. Thank you.